I find what helped me and what's helped a lot of people is kind of having a uniform. And I know, Temple, you consider yourself to kind of have attire that, is kind of your trademark and that we know it's you. You can get the same thing in several different colors, right? But it's all got to be,
Yeah, I got lots of different.
yeah, but it's going to be clean and freshly washed. And I've had to say to people before, you may not think it's important, but the boss does.
Yes, and I think, I mean, I like wearing the same kind of comfortable things. It's got to have pockets, it's got to be machine washable.
Hmm.
But if somebody has 5 of the exact same color and style and wears it every day, other people will believe that they're wearing dirty clothes every day. And it's not true. But if you said like getting a different color, a different style, a slightly different, it still should feel good because we have to have clothing that feels good to us, or part of the mind is always thinking about the itchy tag. But that, as you said, it should be clean and pressed and not the identical thing. And as far as the interview, dressing a little bit better, um, because you want to show that you're serious. Although if a woman is going for a job in a warehouse, she probably shouldn't wear high heels to the interview because that looks like she can't do the job. But then once you're in the job, dress more like the other people in your job, not trying to dress like the boss. And you don't want to wear a suit and tie and carry a briefcase if everyone else is not dressed like that. So observing others,
Truck in a warehouse.
and I think there's a quote from one of Temple's books, and I forget the exact quote, but it's about to fit in, you have to look like you fit in. And I can't remember which book. It might be.
Is it be yourself, but you have to fit in a little?
Yes,
Yes.
that's it.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, that's the tightrope that you walk, is being yourself, but fitting in a little so you're not too far outside the norm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I knew a young woman who discovered that she was autistic, and she had a good job that she loved. So for her, work was not the problem. She always wore a velvet bow, like a 4-inch long bow on her hair. And she just always had one. And it was a little, quirky or eccentric, which, I think is fine. But her coworkers saw that as something that they liked about her. It was a difference that they valued. So when it was her birthday party, everybody made bows for the cards and for the decorations because they recognized this is who you are. You're a woman that wears a hair bow every single day.
And it looked nice, and it looked.
Yeah,
You see, it's something that's
exactly.
got to, it's got to look decent.
It looks decent. That's right.
I can't believe I was on a plane just recently, and I had a guy sit next to me, a great big huge guy, in his underwear.
What?
Boxer shorts and the shirt, undershirt with the straps, not a basketball shirt. Yes.
They let him on the plane?
On a plane.
Oh my
And
God.
relatively recent. This was just a few months ago. Like,
Oh
you've
no.
got to be kidding. That's what you go to the airport in?
Well,
Now, if he showed up for an interview and that, how could anybody possibly take him seriously?
Yeah.
I think he
well,
would
and
get the job.
Ridiculous.
if people need to be
My
told, they need
goodness.
to be told. And a little bit of bluntness, especially if it's done politely, can really go a long way. And if it's not being taught when you're young, you got to get it sometimes. And he obviously never heard it. My kids used to do children's theater, and their favorite director used to stand up in front of the kids at the first rehearsal for every play. And she would say, look, people, we are going to be under hot lights. We're going to be sharing costumes. Don't be the smelly kid. And everybody would kind of laugh, but it opened the conversation. There was a comfortable way, if it came up, because you can believe that did come up, to say, listen, you remember when we talked about not being the smelly kid? We need to get you some deodorant. You need to shower. You need to wash your clothes, or whatever it was that needed to be said. But the conversation had been opened at least.
Right. Because you don't usually know if you smell. That's the problem. You're like, I'm okay. You can smell other things, but you're used to your own smell, perhaps. So, yeah, having somebody that's a friend, somebody who would say, Psst, hey, guess what? Yeah, you're, you could do with a little deodorant, that kind of thing.
Slam that
That's nice.
deodorant down on the desk.
Just like any other kind of coaching.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
Very much so. So